It has been 16 years since the first Mass Effect game was released, and I finally decided to play it in 2023. I have been a huge fan of the Mass Effect franchise, but I only played Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, Mass Effect Andromeda, but I never played Part 1 until now. Mass Effect was one of the most beloved video games released in 2007. Is this a good game? Was it overhyped when it was released? Or is it a bad game? Is it worth playing today, or should you avoid it? So, without wasting any more time, let's get into the video. Before we dive deep into the video, I would like to point out that this is an old game that has outdated graphics and gameplay mechanics. I played the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. The Legendary Edition significantly improved the graphics and the visuals, but you can still tell that this is an old game when you play it. The game's old-looking graphics and mechanics may not be to everyone's taste, but if you don't care about all those old-looking graphics and dated mechanics and all that stuff, I think you will enjoy the game. At least I enjoyed it. After getting that out of the way, let's talk about the game itself. Mass Effect is a space RPG developed by BioWare and published by Electronic Arts or EA and was first released in 2007. The Legendary Edition was later released in April 2021. I played the Legendary Edition, so I will be talking about the Legendary Edition in this video. Mass Effect takes place in the Milky Way galaxy. You play as Commander Shepard as you explore many planets, you make choices that affect the galaxy's future, and you engage in fierce combat using weapons and powers. What I love about Mass Effect is the character customization feature. This is an RPG, so it makes sense to have the ability to customize your character. You either play as male or female Shepard, which are John or Jane Shepard. If you don't want to play as the default character design, you can customize your character. The combat of Mass Effect is fast-paced and tactical. And like I said earlier in the video, this is an old game, which means the combat mechanics is dated and the combat feels stiff. I will not sugarcoat the combat. Not everyone will like the combat of Mass Effect Part 1, but since I am a die-hard fan of the Mass Effect franchise, I did not care about the old gameplay mechanics and stuff like that. You can use weapons and powers depending on your playstyle. So let's start with the weapons. There are 4 types of weapons or guns in Mass Effect. We have the pistol, the assault rifle, the shotgun, and the sniper rifle. You can apply mods or ammo upgrades to your weapons to make them more effective in combat. I use the assault rifle most of the time. I did not use the shotgun as much as I used the assault rifle, and I barely even used the sniper rifle. I did not even use the pistol. I think the only time I used the pistol was at the beginning of the game during the tutorials, and then I never used the pistol again. In fact, I even forgot that this game had pistol. The shotgun, like every other shooter game, is more effective in close range combat. In my opinion, the assault rifle is the best because it is balanced. It is effective in both short range and long range combat, but it still does not beat the sniper rifle when it comes to long range combat. You don't reload your weapon, the weapon recharges itself. To be honest, I prefer games that allow me to reload my weapons instead of waiting for the weapons to cool down or recharge itself or whatever. So let us talk about the powers. When it comes to using powers, I did not use the powers as much as I used the weapons because I prefer using guns. You can also use the powers of your squad mates, which I think is a nice feature, to be honest. You summon the power wheel and select which power you want to use. While customizing your character, you must select your military specialization. The military specialization will influence the kind of power or abilities you have in the game. I'll call it powers from now on. Instead of saying powers or abilities, I'll just call it powers from now on. The powers are divided into 3 main classes: the biotic power class, the weapons class, and the tech power class. These are the 6 military specializations you can choose from. Soldier falls under the weapons category. The engineer is tech-oriented. Adept focuses on biotic powers. Infiltrator is a combination of weapons and tech powers. Sentinel is a combination of both tech and biotic powers. Vanguard is a combination of weapons and biotic powers. Now let us talk about the different power classes. Is it different power class or different power classes? Anyway, the first power class is the biotic power. Biotic power is very effective effective against organics. By organics, I mean humans or any alien species, or let's just say anything that has flesh on it. This power disorients and disrupts your enemies. I think the biotic power is the strongest of the 3 power class. I cannot talk about everything the biotics can do, if not this video is going to be very long. The second power focuses on weapons. This is for those that prefer to fight using guns. If you are like me that just want to shoot stuff and blow shit up, then the weapons class is for you. The third and final class is the tech power. Tech powers are good against synthetics. By synthetics, I mean robots or machines. The tech power allows you to hack and bypass terminals. It allows you to disable enemy weapons. It also allows you to modify equipment. You can choose only one military specialization with its own power class, but while playing the game, you will eventually recruit new members into your crew that have other power classes. For instance, I played as soldier, so my power fell under the weapons class. I later recruited Liara, who has biotic powers. I also recruited Garros and Tali, who both have tech powers. As you play the game and level up, you earn some points that can be used to upgrade your powers. You can also upgrade the powers of your squad mates. Although Mass Effect is an RPG, it is not an open world RPG. This game is linear. You don't upgrade your weapons or armor, or at least I did not bother trying to upgrade anything. You unlock higher tier armor and weapons by looting and hacking containers. You can also buy weapons and armor in some shops in the game, but my advice is don't waste your money. Just keep playing and you will eventually unlock new and more powerful weapons and armor.
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
After talking about the character customization, the gameplay and all that, now it is time to ask the question, is this a good game or not? Should you play it or not? I think Mass Effect is a good game and you should play it in 2023. The game is not perfect and this game has its flaws, which I will also talk about. But these are some of the reasons why I think you should play Mass Effect Part 1 in 2023. In my opinion, the best thing about Mass Effect is not the combat, but rather the story and the universe of the game itself. You learn about the whole world of Mass Effect by talking to different alien species.
I'd like to know more about the Volus.
I'm sure our history and culture would bore you, Earth Clan.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move.
I love how they give each alien species something unique about them. The Salarians are mostly scientists, the Asaris are all females and very strong biotics, the Taurians have very powerful military might, the Krogans are brute warriors, the Quarians are very good with technology and so on.
I'm not in this for the money. I want to be where the action is.
I love the choice system of the game and how choices you make during dialogues with NPC can affect the entire Mass Effect trilogy. You can build friendships and romantic relationships with your NPC squad mates. You build relationships by talking to NPCs after missions. I don't think you have to talk to them after every mission, but I talk to them after every mission just in case. I think you can only romance one character, so choose your waifu carefully. You can also clap some cheeks. Yes, this game has one sex scene towards the end of the game. Mass Effect has a morality system. You can play either as Paragon or Renegade. In the squad menu, you see the Paragon and Renegade bars. Playing as Paragon fills up the Paragon bar, while playing as Renegade fills up the Renegade bar. As a Paragon player, you choose to be an upright, diplomatic, and law-abiding citizen. Playing as Renegade, you choose to be direct, bold, and sometimes rude. The Paragon and Renegade morality system is integrated into the conversations or dialogue you have with NPCs. The Paragon is blue and the Renegade is red. Although when you start the game, these dialogue options are grayed out. You must unlock these dialogue options by upgrading Charm and Intimidate in the team's menu. Charm is for Paragon and Intimidate is for Renegade. Playing as either Paragon or Renegade affects who you can save or kill. You can talk NPCs out of fighting with you, which ultimately save their lives, or you can provoke them into combat, which means you have to kill them. So be careful how you play using the morality system.
You're right. I don't want to die. Maybe something will happen this time. We surrender.
I chose to play as Paragon because I don't want to be rude to the NPCs. Just as much as the Paragon and Renegade system affects your gameplay, it can also affect your character when you play Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. Other decisions you make have an impact on the game and can affect your character in the sequel. You can replay the game in different ways. You can play as Paragon, then replay as Renegade. You can play as Soul Survivor and later replay as War Hero. Although some of these choices don't make that much of a difference, it's kind of fun to at least experience the game from a different character choice. For a 16-year-old game, the game has a feature like what we would call New Game Plus today. You can load a saved profile and replay the game with all your weapons, upgrade and credits.
Why is it that whenever someone says, with all due respect, they really mean kiss my ass?
I have talked about why I think Mass Effect 1 is a good game, but these are some of the problems I believe some people might have with the game. Some of them may not be deal breakers, or they may not even be that bad, but I just have to talk about them. The combat of Mass Effect won't be everyone's cup of tea. The combat of the game is a double-edged sword. You either like it or you hate it. Like I said earlier in the video, the combat can be stiff and awkward for some people, but I did not care that much about the combat because I was playing Mass Effect for the story and not the combat. Playing Mass Effect Part 1 is very important because it will introduce you to the lore and universe of the franchise. You meet a lot of characters for the first time, you learn about the different alien species. Part 1 is very important. If you really want to enter the universe of Mass Effect, I believe you should start with Part 1. This game has some very weird bugs.
Don't try anything. We're watching you.
Now is not the time.
There is this weird bug where the screen fades to black after fighting Saren in Vermeer. I think it's Vermeer, and you cannot progress in the game. You get stuck at that mission. The black screen bug is the perfect example of this is not a bug, it is a feature. Let me explain. The developers did that black screen bug on purpose. You see, while fighting Saren, you can choose to hide somewhere behind a door and destroy Saren while taking little to no damage. If you kill Saren while hiding behind that door, the game would fade to black and you cannot progress in the game. How to beat this bug or feature in quotes is to fight Saren in the open. Move around the water. Don't hide behind that door. Fight Saren like a man. Fight him like a boss. Ashley is very pessimistic. I mean, listen to some of the stuff she says.
I can't tell the aliens from the animals. Well, they've built themselves quite the lake. Wonder if anyone ever drowned in it. This place is a little too perfect. Like they're hiding something.
You've got a pessimistic view of the universe, Williams.
A pessimist is what an optimist calls a realist.
Kaden, on the other hand, is a very chill dude.
Big place. Sure is peaceful here.
The Taurians have cool Roman or Greek sounding names. Names like Garros, Saren, General Septimus, Nihilus, very cool names. There are two major decisions in the game. First is save the council or concentrate on sovereign. The second is choosing between Udina or Anderson as the human council representative. Be careful with these choices because they can affect your gameplay in Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3.
You'd sacrifice human lives to save the council? What have they ever done for your kind?
This is bigger than humanity. Sovereign's a threat to every organic species in the galaxy.
That's why you can't throw away reinforcements trying to save the council. Hold them back until the Citadel arms open up and the human fleet can go after Sovereign.
What's the order, Commander? Come in now to save the Ascension, or hold back?
You can explore some planets using the Mako. This feature makes the game feel like an open world game. The game is a linear game, but this planet exploration gives you the impression that you are playing an open world game, but don't worry, the game is not an open world game. Since this is an RPG, it has some side quests. Side quests are short, but some of them are quite interesting. You get credit and XP points from completing side quests. So, I have come to the end of the video. I think Mass Effect 1 is a good game, but it may not be for everybody, especially the combat. But overall, I enjoyed the game. I recommend the game. I think you should play it in 2023. If you are willing to overlook the dated graphics, the old gameplay mechanics and all that stuff, I think you will enjoy the game. So, let me know what you think. Have you played the game? Did you enjoy the game or not? Or you've not played the game but you don't want to play the game? Or do you want to play the game? Do you like the game? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you like the video, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe for more videos like this, share the video, and I will see you in the next video.